Welcome to Dr. Jester Rants, and I'm gonna rant about this from The Gamer, my favorite retarded website. You would say, well, Kotaku is even more retarded, but it's just The Gamer times 10. And I still value my remaining neurons, so this is as much retard I can take. So I stay away from Kotaku and reset era as much as I possibly can, because there's a limit to how much retarded nonsense I can stomach. Right, so let's cover this retarded nonsense. That's blame what's there, so when MacLeod fails. Yes. This is from my favorite retard writer, Stacey Hanley. God damn, this bitch is retarded. Right. The Marvels combines a lot of factors and a silly name, which suggests it could be MCU first a major flop. Don't blame wokeness if it is. First MCU major flop? Have we forgotten about the Eternals? Have we forgotten about the Antifa Man and Call Me Mania that we just actually witnessed fail spectacularly? Have we forgotten that the second Black Panther movie has been considered almost a failure by these standards? Even though the first one did well, the second one was an absolute abject failure in comparison to inflation numbers. And, well, let's talk about Spider-Man in regards to those numbers, huh? Oh yeah, wait, there's another one. Seeing the black manna from heaven, that is coffee, reminded me of another thing that carries the name Black Widow. Wasn't that an abject failure? I'm pretty sure it was. But we are dealing here with a games journalist, dedicated on spreading the narrative, who cares little for facts. Right. Sooner or later, the MCU is going to have its first failure. First failure? Oh hey, there was a Thor Love and Thunder that was also an abject failure, but... Right. Antifa Man and the Call Me Mania has gotten poor reviews. Yeah, not only that, it was an abject failure. And before you actually start crying, it's from 13th of March 2023. So this thing here was pretty much, this idiot who wrote this nonsense was pretty much aware that Antifa Man and the Call Me Mania has been a failure. But details. The first time screenwriter says these reviews are wrong, by the way. Alright. And had a significant drop off at the box office. Significant? Yeah, that's an understatement. But that makes it a flop, not a failure. Do you understand the definition of flop? Flop and failure are basically the same thing when you're talking about retarded movies, retarded media released by Hollywood. If it's a flop, it is a failure. If you cannot get the goddamn fucking money back and the profit, it's a goddamn fucking failure. Jesus, bitch! You're trying to define, says, you know what? The water is dry. Oh no, I did not say that. I just said that the water is dry, but in a particular sensation that it is considered dry, because I think the dry has a new definition. That dry could also mean wet. That's exactly what this bitch is trying to explain. Fuck me. She has an array of movies that actually caused the company to lose hundreds of millions of dollars. But for Marvel, it's a matter of smaller profits. However, patience is running out and all signs point to it being the Marvels that takes the hit. We need to adopt a brave position for the ice cold takes about wokeness run amok. Look, you fucking retarded, nonsensical retard! It's very simple. Very, very, very simple. You get woke, you go broke. And we are seeing that happening on the superhero movies. Like, there's no tomorrow. The best example. Right, so here's the idiot who writes, go woke, go broke. No, you absolute reject. It's get woke, go broke, you moron. You could even research that on the internet if you actually Google it. In fact, if you Google it, I think the very first results will actually tell you. But doing journalism is difficult. I'm starting to think maybe even flipping burgers for these morons is difficult. Anyway, fucking half-wits is a phrase that has proven to be meaningless. Meaningless! Have we forgotten about the best example? Ghostbusters 2016. It was such a failure that nobody considers that thing even Ghostbusters. I wouldn't even consider it porn parody level. Fuck me. Have we forgotten Black Widow? Oh, have we forgotten the Wokeminator? Yeah, I'm pretty sure you have forgotten about that one. It's basically almost a rule. 90% of get woke, go broke is true. Sometimes it's actually kind of skids along and somehow still survives. But it's 90% true. And you saying it as proven meaningless. It's like totally saying you're saying that water is wet. It's totally meaningless. That's what this person is trying to say. It was used for Black Panther, not quite. And Captain Marvel. Captain Marvel was actually considered a relative failure, mostly because Disney spent so much money on ads that the profit that they actually got out of it was little, if anything at all, because there have been reports of multiple cinemas where it was full, all tickets bought, with 1 or 2 people inside the cinema watching this garbage. But shh, details, because it's more important than narrative. Fuck facts, when the narrative is more important. Am I right? Which grossed 1.3 and 1.1 billion respectively. Oh guys, I wish I was that broke. You can see the disdain this person has for facts. When the Mandalorian cut ties with Gina Carano, it was thrown around too. Yeah. And it's not doing that well. In fact, the season 3 has been a failure. The story is bad. People are complaining about it. But once again, details. And its star Pedro Pascal is ranking in millions from both that role and the lean in The Last of Us. Yeah, technically he's actually getting more from The Last of Us, mostly because normies have heard the name Last of Us. Oh, it's that good video game, I want to watch it. And as it turns out, it's a bit of a crap show. It's a show about zombies, but it's not zombies. It's in fact about gay couples and being woke. And attacking masculinity. That's the show. It's all it is. The end. But normies will go and watch it. Why? Because it has the weight of an existing IP. That's what happens. That's what the woke does. They spread their message on existing IPs called Star Wars, Star Trek, Captain America, The Last of Us. They use the existing IP to spread it, because if they created something which is much harder and they are creatively fucking bankrupt, we can see that on the pre-existing IPs, people will not go to watch it. Because take a look at Bros, I think it was that name, Bros or Strange World, Turning Red. Those were new IPs and they were an abject total failure, so much of a failure that they barely stayed on the cinemas and they went directly to Disney Plus. They failed. But if they had a pre-existing IP, some amount of people would go see, oh hey, I remember that X IP from my youth, or from a game, or from a book. Okay, let's go watch it. And they go and watch, what the fuck was that garbage? and they go out and complain about it, but their money was already counted. So that's how they kid along in spreading their narrative, and why they use existing IPs. It's to mitigate their failure. Right, continuing. Garano, meanwhile, has appeared in direct-to-streaming Breitbart movie. Breitbart movie? That was a Daily Wire movie. And it's not it was a direct-to-streaming because it's difficult for the wokes to accept a right-wing movie showing up on cinemas. Otherwise, they would go around, protest, and burn shit. That's what they do. They're very violent. But she's a government official whose hair is sniffed by Joe Biden. What the fuck? I'm pretty sure she did an actual fucking movie in which she appeared on the prairie or something like that. It was the movie. It was in 19th century. I'm pretty sure Joe Biden wasn't alive back then. Unless it's talking about another movie that came out about Joe Biden. But I don't recall Gina Carano staring on that one. Now you caught me. I'm pretty interested in knowing that. Let me go check it out. I'm pretty sure. Let's go take a look. Moving on. They're complaining about my son Hunter. Oh, yeah, she did show up on My Son Hunter. But was she It's interesting that they actually omitted her more successful version. It's quite interesting. And it is indeed from Breitbart, but this one wasn't as known as Terror on the Prairie, which not only she produced, but she actually starred on it as Hattie McAllister. Way to downgrade it. They actually focus on a secondary role on a movie about Joe Biden from Breitbart. I stand corrected partially on that one. Fascinating, isn't it? At least I can admit when I make a mistake. But before I continue, here's a book that I've written. I'm pretty sure it has no wokeness in it. Back to nonsense. Still, it refuses to die. Anytime any product that a few influential reactionary, you know this person is a communist when they use this word, reactionaries. Isn't the entire thing that you're doing right now called reactionary? Of course she's going to say no. Somewhere the side is woke that the same old song plays from the piano again. If the product in question succeeds, then just keeps on whistling and wait for the next thing. Succeeds, they more often than not fail. Let's talk about Dishonored 2. How did that work out? If it does, because of a variety of other factors. Oh, let's talk about the Avengers game. How did that work out? It didn't go broke. Then it's chalked up as a win while contradictory are ignored. No, it's not a foolproof sentence. There's the 10% of those get woke, go broke fails. Succeeds, actually. 90% of the sentence, it works. It's pretty much on par. We can point out multiple failures, but 10% of it succeeds. They are using one example here. Netflix cancels a queer animated series. Yeah, sure. Get woke, go broke, you absolute retard. Netflix's most successful show, Stranger Things. Yes, it is successful. As it turns out, the first season had no queer characters in there, no gay characters, nothing of that whatsoever. It was diverse, it was nice, it was a good story. Second season, they began to appear certain characters in there in which he downgraded even male characters, but it was still okay. Only during the excessive amount of bitching by the goddamn fucking morons from the woke that they began to actually add gay characters in the show. A black girl being the bestest thing ever, or a lady in there that was actually added as a love interest for the other character that I forgot the name. She was doing fine, but I think there were reshoots in there because in the last absolute episode, after she was hitting on the guy in the entire season, turns out she's gay. Holy fuck! Talk about being moronic rewrite! Now people are kind of invested on the show, and so they want to see it end. See how or where the story leads to. That's pretty much what I'm doing, and quite frankly, it feels that it's not doing as it should. It feels disappointing. It feels too localized. Feels too It lost its grandeur that it had in the first season and second season. So people just want it to end, but I'm pretty sure the last few seasons of Stranger Things have had a massive downgrade in viewership. I can at least attest to that. Right, those variety of other factors could well spell dangers too. For the Marvels. Look, it's already an abject failure. Let's talk about that Best Marvel TV show on Disney Plus. How did that work out? However, firstly, Marvel fatigue is eventually going to kick in. It's called MCU fatigue. People are already tired of wokeness. And the past few months have been draining. I have faith that Jonathan Majors had ground the next few phases of the big bad but less faithful Marvel. Good God, can go fuck yourself. The fatigue is retroactive too. Well, the point of the television arc was to offer more ways to immerse yourself in the world. Jesus Christ, they actually did a complete and total retardness on this show. She became the Green Lantern of MCU. Before that, she was the Reed Richards of the MCU. Right, people have mostly dipped in out of the TV universe. I keep up with them for work. It doesn't kind of feel like work at this point. Yes, it is, because it's wokeness. And there you go. My wife comes with me to eat movie and has an enjoyable enough time, but only show she's stuck with was WandaVision. And to understand the MacLeod, you only need to remember a tertiary character in WandaVision, Maria Rambeau, but also recall Captain Marvel on a movie. A big ask when Marvel throws 4 of them at you a year, as well as completely different show, Miss Marvel. You can see the complete and total disdain this person has with her. No, this person here is as privileged as privilege comes. Linking up to one movie in the 90s with the TV show set in the present day, who the fuck they actually fucking care about this goddamn fucking nonsensical fucking bullshit? I don't expect wokeness itself to play a part, but I do expect it to be blamed. It's going to be blamed because it's fact. You're ignoring it. You're ignoring the multiple examples of you being an abject failure and showing the abject failures all around is a you problem. It's not a get woke, go broke problem. With Brie Larson especially, there seems to be always really controversy concocted out of nothing. Out of nothing. Have you seen that bitch? She's a completely insane person. She's a pretty white nerd who plays video games. Pressing X on this one. Pressing X on this one. Staggering to me that she has become public enemy number 1 for the charts. No. But it's being shown in the past that people who make noise for, I don't expect this alone to take it, but the Marvel will likely struggle to, Jesus Christ, I do not give a shit. You are being paid by the word, aren't you? Then there's the fact that the 2 customers are woman X of color X and, shows that you're a goddamn fucking racist when you're using a sentence that was bad in the 50s and 60s, colored people. You're just using a variety of that words. Neither have box office leading pedigree. It's extremely easy to see where the loudest voices will point the fingers and the person to think they might be listened to. Oh, boho. It will not be on Tayon Paris nor Iman Vellani in the Marvel's flops. But they will be blamed, and I fear it will cause the Marvel to rethink. That won't be slowing down, getting back to characters-driven stories or making phases major events rather than constantly keeping the ball rolling endlessly towards them. It will be to stop taking chances on women of color. Once again, racism. I like the director Nia DaCosta, previous work. Enough, I'm a fan of Brie Larson, even if we wish she stretched herself more. Oh, Jesus Christ. And both Paris and Vellani have turned in solid Marvel performances already, but it might not be enough. We're growing bored of the MCU. Not only that, because wokeness kills things. The Marvel is a silly name. It's not a silly name. It's because you destroyed the characters in the comics. You destroyed the characters on the cinema. That's why. Silly name for a Marvel movie. And there's a lot of extracurricular reading required. This might be the first one to fail. If it does, let's be honest about why. It's not the first one to fail. It's one in a row of failures. And, to be honest, you're an absolute goddamn fucking retard. You're kind of like the retard of the gamer, but then again, there's a whole lot of retards in the gamer. They seem to be able to... They seem to dedicate themselves on hiring retards to work on the gamer. But, then again, retards. So, on that goddamn fucking hell, have a great fucking night.